Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Green Room. This is live from the Strand Theatre in Rockland, Maine. I am Brittany Parker. I'm the education manager here, and this is our third ever Green Room Artist Chat. And we're so excited to be doing this program. It's a really fun way for all of you out there to get to know the artists that we're presenting here at the Strand, whether that's in person on our stage or in the virtual world as we are doing this season for our Strand Family Series. Now we are right in the middle of the run of our Strand Family Series. We've got pay what you can performances, $0 to $20. You get to pick the price. And these are amazing streaming performances and also live engagements that you can be a part of. And you can do it right from home, which is so great. So usually we're hosting lots of students and kids here at the Strand. 300 of them at a time will come in and watch a show. But now we not only get to reach those students here in Rockland, but also all across the country. And we are really, really delighted and excited to talk to our guest tonight. It is Bonnie Duncan, and she is the creator behind the puppet theater company, the Gottabees, and they're based in Boston, so they're not too far from us. Now, we were so excited to have the Gottabees here. We were planning to host them here live in person this season, but Bonnie, in her brilliance, has created a program for us that is really, truly something special. She's created a program called Screenplay, and this is a 30-minute live interactive Zoom adventure. It's like playtime times a million because you have puppets and music and you get to be a part of the story, and it's amazing. I was able to participate in one of Bonnie's first ever sessions of Screenplay, and I was just thrilled and delighted. I had such a good time. Yes, it's fun for all ages, not just young kids. So I'm really excited that we can share all of this with our audiences here. And we're going to talk to Bonnie and get to know a little bit about not only her company, the Gottabees, but how Screenplay came to be. And we're going to do a little demonstration for you, because I know you're sitting at home thinking, what is Screenplay? You say it's interactive, you say it's fun, but I don't believe you. Well, guess what? You are going to find out. You're going to get a little sneak peek, and then you're going to want to book your ticket right away. At any point, if you want to say hello to myself or Bonnie, or just give a shout out or tell us where you're watching from, you can write right into the comments on Facebook and YouTube, or maybe you have a question, write it right into the comments. We'll be able to see it here from where we are, and hopefully we'll get all of your questions answered, and we would love to say hello to you too. So let me introduce you a little bit to the Gottabees. I'm going to share with you some really cool, awesome photos. So the Gottabees are a puppet theater company. Like I said, they're based in Boston, but it's not just puppets that they're working with. They're working with live music and original music for each of their shows. They're working with adorable puppets, of course, but these are also interactive performances, and they're really bringing a lot of adventure and innovation to each of their shows. This one is from Go Home Tiny Monster, which was the show that we were going to host here this spring in person, and we really hope that we can host again sometime in the future. But in the meantime, they have created Screenplay, and that is, of course, what we're going to talk about today. So here is a young person engaging in Screenplay. This is a Zoom unlike you've ever seen before. It's so exciting and so fun. Here's another young person, you can see the delight on their face. They're so delighted. So we're very excited to have Bonnie Duncan with us. Bonnie, thank you so much for being here in the Green Room.
Oh, it's lovely to be here and to chat with you. And I'm so excited about being at the Strand this weekend.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and not just this weekend, I should have said. Screenplay is not just this weekend, but the next weekend and the following weekend. And there's different themes for everyone. I mean, you could go every weekend and see something different.
Yes, my experience with Screenplay is that families will come once and they'll often come again. And sometimes kids come to the same show multiple times.
They can't get enough.
Contagious. You can't help it.
So Bonnie, tell us a little bit about yourself. What all these wonderful creative pursuits and these shows that you're making, where did that come from? What has been your background as a theater maker, a puppet maker, and how did that lead to the Gottabees?
So I've been doing dance and theater as long as I can remember. And as I graduated college and I was working out in the world, I got involved in a dance company and danced in a company for 8 years. And we were called Snappy Dance Theater. So it really was
I like it.
dance and theater. And it was very acrobatic and it was very humorous and really just it was its own little genre. And it was a really lovely experience because we toured all over the world and it was like my job. And so I knew that you could do this, which was great. All the while experimenting with puppetry, with the puppet slams, which is a short form of puppetry where you get to experiment, and it's usually for adults, but it's, again, this play space. The dance company I worked with was collaborative. So part of what we were doing was developing the work together as a group and in rehearsal. So all of the work I love to make is original and just based on all the things you see in the world and the things that, you know, can be exciting. All of that led to another project that I had with another dancer, and we toured our own show that mixed in stop motion animation and puppetry and partner acrobatics. And it, you know, we thought of it was like the best cupcake you ever had because it's like all the stuff on it.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And then my dance partner decided to go to medical school to become a doctor. And at the same time, I had a child. And so our lives were kind of pulled apart from each other. And then I had, 2 years later, I had twins. So I had a toddler and twin infants, and I felt very lost. And my partner, Tim, my dance partner, Tim, was in medical school. He's now an ER doctor. And I'm so proud of him. But
oh my goodness, a hero.
So we're still very close, but he was doing that. I felt lost. And a friend, another puppet producer in Boston said, why don't you make a kids show, a show for families? And so I kind of did it as like on a whim and as a challenge and as just wanting to make something that I loved. And so I made Squirrel Stole My Underpants, which is our first show as the Gottabees. We thought it would maybe run a few weekends, and we've since performed it over 400 times all over the world. So
it's amazing.
It kind of snowballed from there. And Brendan and Tony, the musicians, joined in. And then my husband, Dan Milstein, directs the shows and helps co-write it. So it's just kind of evolved from there. We kind of tend to just follow our hearts. And so after Squirrel, we made Lollipops for Breakfast, which all of these shows are they're nonverbal. They feature puppets, physical theater, live music, a story about a girl, a character named Sylvie, who's played by me, and the trouble she gets in and the wild adventures in her imagination that happen. So we kind of made the shows bit by bit, and then we made Go Home Tiny Monster, which we were so excited about sharing last summer. That's
your newest one. Yeah.
That was brand new. And we were just getting it in our bones. And
getting it on its feet and in your bodies. Well, I'm sure, once it's safe to do so, I'm sure that one will get booked all over the world. I hope. And I hope, we can have it here in Maine. Of course, we'd absolutely love that. So it sounds like you have traveled a lot and done your shows in a lot of places. What are some of the furthest places or some of your favorite places that you've toured to?
That's a good question. Last summer, I guess, before all this happened, I guess that was my brain is like, is that 2019?
Time. What a
So we took Squirrel Stole My Underpants to India, and we went to 3 cities in India over 8 days. And so that was an amazing experience. We were part of an international theater festival for children, and that was just awesome.
Goodness. And because it's nonverbal, it can really be shared in any language.
Yes.
It's not a barrier.
Yeah. So we've also performed in Turkey, and and that, again, amazing experience. And you meet all these other artists from all over the world, and you connect with communities in a different way.
Absolutely.
Which we love. Also, just being in my neighborhood and performing in my hometown is great, because kids will recognize me, and toddlers will see me in a store and would just stop and stare, and everyone's like,
starstruck.
And I was like, I think they recognized me, and it's like, it's the best, you know. I've also did a tour in northern New Hampshire, and over 6 days I traveled 1,000 miles performing. And like, I think I did 11 shows in 5 days in small towns and schools and senior centers and theaters. And it was so magical to get to know this part of New Hampshire I didn't know very well at all. And that was just really special, because I got to know community by community.
Yeah. And to go, for you to be willing to travel up there to a place where maybe they don't see that many artists coming through. Maybe it's not a well-traveled place. That just must have been so wonderful for the community too, and you.
Yes, I think there were some kids who saw something in the work that they could recognize, that, oh, you could do this. And so that's always my sense of like, yeah, you can make theater. You can do this, whatever that means for you. And I think that's why screenplay feels so special to me, is that it's really given over the theater to the audience and to participating with me, which has been really meaningful.
Definitely. I mean, that is just like such the heart of screenplay, as I've experienced it when I got to play a little bit around in that first session. But I totally agree. You are opening that door to say, it's not just me who's performing, it's you who's performing too, and we get to do it together. So I would love to hear a little bit about how that idea was kind of born. I mean, when the pandemic started, of course, all of the shows were canceled, all the tours were canceled, and everybody's asking for, what can you do virtually and what can you offer? So what led you to landing on screenplay as what you could offer in the virtual space?
Yeah, well, in the beginning, we made pre-recorded videos for families of very, very sweet videos of like games you could play with your family and kids that would be amusing, or silly little things with puppets. Because part of what we do is we want families to experience joy and laughter and poignancy together, and that it reaches both adults and children. And so those videos were our offer, our gift to parents and families everyone was scared and desperately trying to entertain their kids. And, the fact that they could play this game that we taught them, meant a lot to us. And it also meant a lot to us as a group, because we needed to work together. We didn't want to stop. So it was feeding us. We did some live streaming, which was fun, but our work's not meant for this box. It wasn't built for this. So watching my kids, my children now are 12 and twin 9-year-olds, watching them on Zoom school, mm-hmm. and watching them just sit back and kind of not know what to do with themselves. I was like, there's some magic here we are not tapping. So their teachers were wonderful enough to let me come and experiment and play. And I saw right away the joy, and everyone they could breathe again. And the teacher was like, I can see my students being kids, and all those things we were missing. And so with that, I kept experimenting. And again, the Puppet Show Place Theater, which is here in Brookline, Massachusetts, they supported me developing 5 episodes. So over the summer, every 2 weeks, we'd make a new show.
Wow.
It usually takes us 3 years to make a show. So this was intense, but we felt like it was working, it was connecting, and it was feeding me, and I could see it feeding a lot of families and a lot of kids, because we're sharing joy, and that's what we need.
Yes, in real time. Yeah. And I love kind of the way you pointed out, your show isn't made for the box, but you did make screenplay for the box. And that's, I think, what is so special about it, is that screenplay can't happen in a theater?
Not yet.
Right, not yet, not as it currently exists. Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of fun to think, this is a special once in a lifetime kind of event that's happening on Zoom, and because we're in these situations. So I love that so much. If you had to pick sort of one silver lining, it sounds like Screenplay has brought you a lot of joy, and I know it's brought a lot of joy to families. Is there kind of one part of it that you feel like has really been, or a moment you felt like, wow, this really made everything worth my while?
Well, I thought about it last week when I was like, wow, okay, it's almost been a year since I've been doing these. And I realized that I've played with 3,800 people. Like if you really think about that, I've literally played with these people.
Yeah.
It's really special and so meaningful that people all over the world have joined in and been open and be ready to share and come back again. And I think that's been really wonderful. And I love that oftentimes we'll get grandparents and grandkids in different states or different places, or cousins, and I see the grandparent waving fanatically, and I'm like, hi, what's up? Oh, they're waving at the 3-year-old who's there. They want to play with their grandchild, and that's been really meaningful to see the family connections and friend connections.
Play together. Yeah, when we've all had to be apart for so long. That's really wonderful, and I'm sure I've kept a lot of people afloat and given them a lot of joy during this time.
Yes, it's a surprise. It's contagious. I'll be like, there's kids on here, but I bet there's an adult right there, and then suddenly they'll slowly.
Yeah, exactly. Has there been a particularly funny or heartwarming moment that has happened during one of the screenplays?
I think sometimes it's where people join from. I had a family in a minivan in Denmark join.
Wow.
And I didn't know that until afterwards. And I knew they were in a car, and I was like, how are they going to do this? And so I asked them to do something, and the kid went like this and then hopped over the back seat, got something, came back, and the mom was like, we're parked, don't worry. But it was totally awesome. I think often it's also the pets. A lot of pets show up. So I remember one screen that the kids left to get something, and this dog just came and just staring at the camera. And you can't plan those things.
Wow. So you played with 3,800 some people and also one pug.
Yes.
At least one pug.
And a few guinea pigs and many cats.
Of course. So many cats on Zoom. Cats have really taken over Zoom.
And I know that that's a very Zoom thing to do, but it doesn't make it any less awesome.
Right. It's still fun. Yeah. Well, I just want to give everyone an opportunity here to get a little taste of what it's like to do screenplay. So I'm here and I'm willing and I'm ready to play with you.
All right. So when we do screenplay, we do it in gallery view, so you can all be together. So it's good that we can see each other, so we can do that. So we're going to start with a game called Ship to Shore. Now, how this works is this. When I say you're on your camera, that means you're on a sailing ship. Okay, so if I say go to shore, I want you to leave your camera. So right now, go to shore. Nice. All right, come back onto your ship. All right, now your ship seems a little small, but that's okay. I want you to go as far away from your camera as you can go so we can see how big your ship is. You're going to wave.
Breaking anything in the green room.
And then come back up to the front of your ship. Now the ship has a telescope, and we're going to look into the future. We're going to go way up to our camera. And we're going to look and we can see each other. That's right. Excellent. Now it's a game, so let's go to shore. And come back on. All right, now when I say overboard, I want you to fall off of your ship, which is your camera, as any way that you want to. Okay, so overboard. And come back up. All right, one other one, another overboard. Let's do it. Overboard. All right, now that you know how to use your camera, which, you know, is very important in screenplay, I want to pass you something. I have in my hand some energy. All right, I'm going to pass it to you. Okay, so take this. All right. Oh, it's in your hand. Oh, it's so much. Now I want you to put it in your elbow. Take it out of your elbow, put it in your head. Take it out of your head, put it in your mouth. Take it out of your mouth, and then I want you to pass it back to me. Excellent. Now I'm going to put it in my pocket because it's a lot of energy.
Good plan. Good plan.
All right. Now, I actually don't know what's in your green room, so this will be interesting. I need you to go get a red object and come back to the screen. Ooh, very nice. All right. I have my red object too. Now, part of what I love about screenplay is that because our shows are nonverbal, you are being like we are when we're on stage. So that's the best part, is that you're going to communicate with your body and with your face. So right now, I want you to copy my face. Excellent. And how about this one? How about this one? All right, you're very good at reacting to things, because that's what theater is reacting. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I want you to look down, get really excited, and you're going to look back at the camera and hold up your red object, okay? So we look down, we get really excited, look back at the camera and show your red object. All right, put your object down. We're going to look this way, and you're going to get really sad. Doesn't matter which way, just this way. Okay. You're going to get really sad, look back at the camera and be really sad, and bring on your red object. Alrighty, we have a piece of theater. All right, let's put our object down. We're going to look the other way. And this time I want you to get super mad, like super angry. You look back at the camera, super angry, show your red object. Excellent. All right, last one. You're going to look straight up and you're going to be so surprised. So you're going to look back at the camera, be surprised, and your object will come down. Excellent. Very, very nice. Now in screenplay, we continue to play games, and as they develop, I teach you all the parts that take place into a story. So our first adventure, I believe, is how to charm a sea monster.
That's right.
This weekend, you can see some of the puppets in the background. So you might meet some of these characters. So that's kind of how it works.
Yay! Thank you, Bonnie. That was so fun. That was really great. Yes, so this weekend is How to Charm a Sea Monster. And the following weekend, the 16th and 17th, is What We Found in the Forest. We have lots of forests here in Maine, as you probably know. And then the very last weekend, the 23rd and 24th, is Journey into Space. I love outer space, so I'm really excited about that one. I do have to let you all know who are watching at home, though, that our first 2 Fridays are already sold out. They're sold out, so you can't get a ticket for April 9th or for the 16th, but the 10th, the 17th, the 23rd, the 24th, we still have tickets available. You need to get them now. Reserve your ticket at rocklandstrand.com. It's pay what you can. $0 to $20, whatever is comfortable for you. Just reserve your spot there. You will get a link to your very own Zoom link. You'll be invited to the Zoom. And screenplay, as you can tell by the way we played with each other, it works best when there's just one person to each device. Or maybe, have you ever had...
If you share.
Yeah.
Multiple people share. It's very fun.
Great. Okay. So multiple people in the family on one screen, that works too. So that's great. So yeah, head to rocklandstrand.com, get your tickets now. We are so, so happy to be presenting Screenplay, and I'm just so delighted that you could chat with us tonight, Bonnie.
It was lovely, and I look forward to meeting people this weekend and playing.
Awesome. Yes, me too. All right, everyone. Well, we'll see you next time for our next Green Room Artist Chat. We hope you have a great night. Bye, everyone.
Bye.